Hi, boys and girls, little math masters. Here we are on lesson 1.8. We are going to be studying counting patterns within 100. And you probably recognize this. This is a 100 number chart. There are 100 numbers on here. Our essential question is, how do you count by ones, fives, and tens with numbers less than 100? Let's go to our Jessie Bear video and find out some ways that you can count by ones, fives, and tens.
How do you count by ones, fives, and tens with numbers less than 100?
Hi there, friends. Bailey and I are practicing our counting for a game that we want to play. We want to count to 100 in more than one way. We already counted by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100. Now we want to try other ways to count to 100. Bailey wants to try counting by fives. I'm not sure I remember how to do that. So come on, let's learn more about counting by ones, fives, and tens.
This counting chart has some missing numbers. Where should the numbers 56 be? Select the space. "56 is just after 55. Now select where 23 belongs in the chart. As you count by ones, 23 is just after 22. Select where 71 belongs in the chart. "71 is just before 72. Think about the number just before 100. Then select the space to show the number. "99 is just before 100. This counting chart now shows the numbers from 1 to 100. You can count by ones saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Think about counting by ones, but starting with different numbers. As you say each number, that number is one more than the number before it. Drag the numbers to the boxes to continue counting by ones, then check your answer. You're right. The order for counting is 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Let's look at another way of counting. You can count by fives saying 5, 10, 15, 20. Think about counting by fives starting with different numbers. As you say each number, it is 5 more than the number before it. Drag the numbers to the boxes to continue counting by fives, then check your answer. You're right. The order for counting by fives is 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Let's look at one more way of counting. You can count by tens saying 10, 20, 30, 40. Think about counting by tens starting with different numbers. As you say each number, it is 10 more than the number before it. Drag the numbers to the boxes to continue counting by tens, then check your answer. Great job! The order for counting by tens is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now try your...
Thanks for helping me learn how to count by fives. See you soon.
So let's have some fun with our hundreds number chart and see if we can count to 100 by ones, fives, tens. And can you count from any number? Can you count on by ones, fives, or tens? Well, it's a little tricky, but I think we can do it. So let's look at the 100 chart and write in the missing numbers. Now, one way that you can figure out what numbers are missing is just by counting by ones. And we all know how to count by ones all the way up to 100. I think we learned that in kindergarten. Or you could look at the first missing number and think, there's a 3 and there's a 5. What number comes in between 3 and 5? And I know what number comes between 3 and 5. That would be 4. So we're going to go ahead and fill in those missing numbers. So go ahead and start working on it, and then we'll pause the video and then get the answers when we're done. Okay, so boys and girls, hopefully you had time to write down those numbers. And now we are going to reveal those numbers one at a time to see if you got the right answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And our next number after 32 comes 33. 34, 35, 36, and 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 40. Oh, that's not right. Oh, we'll have to change that one, won't we, boys and girls? Let's cover it up and see if it will change magically. Hopefully somebody knows the right answer. Let's see if we can get it right this time. 42, yes, because we go from 1 to 2 to 3. And these are all the 40s. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, lots of 50s. And after 59, 60, and then 61, 62, 63. And then all the 60s. And what do you think comes after 68, right before 70? 69. And then after 70, we get into the 70s. What comes after 74? 75, 76, and 77. And after 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. And then after 90, these will be the 90s, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Okay, so let's, for Math Talk, describe some different ways to find the missing numbers in the chart. So we'll talk about that with your classmates, your family, or your teacher. So while you talk about the 100 chart and our Math Talk, different ways to find the missing numbers, I just want to point out that if you go down each column, you will notice, look at the ones and the tens. That's what I would like you to look at, the ones and the tens in each column, and see how they are how there are some that are the same and some that are different. There's all the numbers. And then also compare the columns going down and then compare the rows going across. See how the ones might be the same in the columns going down, and then the tens might be the same going across. On our next page, where we are going to model and draw, you can count on by different amounts. And you can start counting with different numbers. You don't always have to start at 1 or 0. So count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what would be our next number that we can write? 7. And comes after 7, 8. Now, what if we started at 29? Well, we can count on from 29 by ones, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Okay, and then what if we wanted to count by fives? Well, we could start at 5 like we're used to, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then what would come next? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. But what if we wanted to start at 50? 50, 55, 60, 65. So what's the next 10? 70, 75, 80, and we're still in the 80s, and we say 85. So when we count by 10 starting at 50, we'll always see a 0 and a 5 and a 0 and a 5 in the ones place. So share and show. Let's count by ones. 15, and make sure that we pay attention. Counting by ones. So I'm going to underline that so we know or circle it. We're counting by ones. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And see, we started at 15 and we can do that. Now in the next part, we're going to count by fives. So I'm going to circle that by fives. So we don't have to start at 1, we're going to start at 15. So we can do it. 15, 20, 25, what's the next 10? 30. 5 more, 35, 40, 45, 50. Did you get all those? I hope so. So let's start at 60. 60, 65, 70, 75, the next 10, 80, 85, and the next 10, 90. So for each 10, there's 2 numbers. See, 60 and 65, 70 and 75, 80, 85, 90, and then if we kept going, it would be 95. Now we're going to count by tens, and this one's easy because we're used to starting at 10. So we say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. But what if we wanted to start at 30? We just start right here at 30, 30, 40, we can do it, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So no matter what number we start at, we can always count by ones, fives, and tens. Okay, on the next page, this is on your own. So why don't we can pause the video and you can try to do this on your own. Make sure that the first one you count by ones, and then you count by fives, and then you count by tens. Okay, and then we'll come back and do the answers. Okay, so here we go with the answers. Ones, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. And starting at 52, what comes after 52? 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Okay, that was easy counting by ones. Fives gets a little more tricky. We have 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Oh, and then it looks like it continues. We're starting at 70, but this actually continues. 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Oh, do you know what comes after 95? Well, guess what the next 10 is? 100. If you guessed 100, you are a math master. Now let's count by tens, but we're not starting at 10, we're starting at 20. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, good job. And then for math on the spot, Dinesh counts by fives to 100. Gwen counts by tens to 100. Who will say more numbers? Explain. Okay, so this is going to be our question. We'll underline it. Who will say more numbers? Will it be Dinesh or Gwen? Because Dinesh counts by fives to 100. Gwen counts by tens. So one way we can think about that is, how can you get to 100 faster? Counting by fives or counting by tens? Which way would you have to say more numbers? Well, let's go to Math on the Spot and find out.
Hi, Joey. Are you ready to do some math?
Yeah, but first, aren't you going to ask me what's in the box?
Not this time, Joey. It's always something silly, and I don't want to know.
Oh, but this time, it's hiccups.
Joey, you can't put hiccups in a box.
Yes, you can, but don't open the box.
Don't worry, Joey. I will not open the box.
Good.
Okay, today we are going to be looking at different ways to count to 100.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Dinesh counts by fives to 100. And Gwen counts by tens to 100. So who will say more numbers?
I don't know.
See, who will say more numbers? Someone counting by fives to get to 100, or someone who's counting by tens to get to 100?
Can we try it and find out?
Yeah, let's do it. That's a great idea. Great idea. Now, Dinesh counts by fives. So let's go ahead and begin with 5.
Yep.
What comes after 5?
10,
10. Then what?
15,
20,
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. We have arrived.
Well done, Joey. Now, Gwen counts by tens.
Oh, can we do that too?
All right, let's begin with the first 10. And then what comes next?
20,
20, 30,
40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Great job.
Yeah.
Okay, so who said more numbers?
Well, let me see. Well, it looks like Dinesh said more numbers. Look at them all.
That's right. Dinesh said actually 10 extra numbers than Gwen did.
10 more numbers.
Yep, so Dinesh will say more numbers than Gwen. Why? Because Dinesh counted by a smaller number. 5 is smaller than 10. So that means he's going to need more numbers to count to 100.
Oh, thanks, Professor Rena. That lesson was super fun. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Could you pass me my box of hiccups?
Oh, sure.
Oh, no. Oh,
Just what I thought. The box is empty.
well, it is now, and my hiccups are everywhere.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever...
I told you.
Oh, how can we get them back in the box?
I don't know. Have fun with
Math?
Okay, so like Joey and Professor Rena found out, Dinesh will say more numbers because he is counting by a smaller number. It will take him twice the amount of numbers to get to 100 than Gwen, who counts by tens to 100. So we can write that on our paper. And if you want, you can write out the numbers like we did on Math on the Spot, or maybe you did while we were watching the video. Okay, so let's go on to our next page. Our last page, problem solving and applications. Analyze. Andy counts by ones. He starts at 29 and stops at 45. Which of these numbers will he say? So what we need to do, it would be very handy to have a number line right now. And if you have a number line or you could make a number line at home, that would be great. Because starting at 29, it has to be more than 29, but stopping at 45. So what are all the numbers in between 29 and 45? 29, 30, 31. Oh, I see 31. 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh, we see a 35. 36. Remember, we have to stop at 45. 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, there's 39. 40. Oh, there's 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, so these numbers did not fit in our what we call range. 20 comes before 29, and 46 and 47 come after 45. So those would not be included in the numbers that Andy counts. Next, we have Camilla. Camilla counts by fives. She starts at 5. So if we start at 5 and she stops at 50, which of these numbers will she say? Okay, so nothing before 5 and nothing after 50, and it has to be by fives. So let's count by fives. 5, 10. Oh, there's a 10. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, there's 40. Oh, and there's 25. I missed that one. Okay, and after 40, 45, and then 50. Okay, boys and girls, in our last problem, Grace starts at the number 40 and counts 3 different ways. Write to show how Grace counts. Okay, first, we're counting by ones. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay, next we're going to count by fives. So we're counting at 40, and if we add 5 to 40, that is 40, not 458, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. And then we're going to count by tens, but we don't start at 10, we start at 40. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and what's the last 10? 100. Okay, boys and girls, I hope you had fun. Skip counting by ones. Well, ones isn't really skip counting, but counting by ones, counting by fives, and counting by tens. Have fun with your homework.